If it's a day called today, we're talking guitars and life. Let's get into it. Welcome back, everybody, to another exciting episode of TED Talks Guitars and Life. This guitar neck will in time be adjoined to the body that was the Frank Stallone prototype body. Both of these items were sent over to me by my dear friend Strings and Pucks. Check out Strings and Pucks' channel, man. He's got some great music, great dude, you'll love it. All right, my friends, well, we have in previous journeys with this guitar neck done several things. We have created our pilot holes for our screws to adjoin this neck to the body. We've done all of our fret work on this guitar neck. It feels pretty good. I'm going to take a little bit of sandpaper yet to the back of it and throw on some True Oil and some Howard feed wax for that extra smoothie goodness, baby. Yeah, I am. And I don't know if we're going to swap that nut out or not. I think I'm going to ride with it until we get everything assembled, and then I'm going to assess it. And if we need to replace that nut, I've got a whole little tin of bone nuts and tusk nuts and all kind of nuts in that case, Jack. So what we're going to do in this video, we're going to install tuners. Now, Strings and Pucks sent me two guitar necks with the body. One of them, this one, not only did it not fit, it has a lot of challenges to it. One challenge is that it's got quite a bit of material missing from the back of the neck. That's not a big deal. We could repair that if we wanted to. It does have a screw that's broken off in there, and we could get that out. In fact, I'm probably going to make a video where I get that out and do the back, and I do repair this neck completely for any project that might come down the road. Between the two necks, I just preferred this dark, rich, kind of Canadian maple looking. I just think that's kind of a gorgeous neck, and I think it's going to make that guitar look really, really good in the long run. This one needs a lot of love and a lot of care, and we're going to come back to it. But this is the neck that we decided that we would go with. Now, initially, this guitar neck sported these tuners, okay? They were not screwed in to the back of the guitar for obvious reasons. So I've been doing some research about those tuners, and I don't know where they came from, and I don't know who makes them, okay? I do know that they are locking tuners, and I do know that they are in need of some TLC. So in today's video, what we're going to do, I'm going to do some maintenance to these tuners. I'm going to walk you through the process of what I would do when I get tuners like this. Now, it could be, guys, just make a note of this. You could do everything that I'm about to do to these tuners, put them on the guitar, find out they're still no good and have to change them, okay? However, I'm going to follow the protocol that I typically do. I'm going to bring you along for the ride, man. So if you fancy a tuner, a journey, Jack, why don't you run out to the kitchen, grab yourself a Diet Coke and some popcorn, meet me back here at the workbench, man. No, man, seriously. Get up, get in the kitchen, get you some snacks, meet me back at the workbench, Jack. We got work to do, baby. Let's get into it. All right, guys, welcome back to the workbench. So, my friends, this is a locking guitar tuner, origin unknown. I don't know the brand. I've seen locking tuners like this all over Temu. Hey, Strings, man, let me know where you got these, bro. I'm just curious. So, in this particular kind of tuner, there are several things that we could do, my friends. Number one, what I do when I get tuners, I want to see if I have any slack in them or if they're super tight. Okay, now tuners like this have a screw here. So all you have to do if you want to tighten it just a little bit is to insert your screwdriver, obviously, and just give it a little bit of a snug. Now I have done that. Hey, shout out, Snug, what's up, baby? I have done that to all of these tuners, and having done that, they all feel they feel pretty good. They're not super easy to turn, and they're not stiff as a board. Okay, now you can tell that I've taken these apart, many of them, for demonstration purposes in just a moment. Okay, so we'll go back to the one that is still intact. So one, I will always tighten that just a skosh. Okay, now guys, you don't want to over tighten that screw. If you over tighten that screw on a machine head, you could break the machine head off the top as soon as you've got too much pressure on it, you try to turn it. Ask me how I know that. I'll be glad to tell you. The second thing is the locking mechanism. So in this kind of locking tuner, this comes apart, okay? And I think that's going in and out of there pretty good. I do like that, okay? Now, it is dry as a bone in there. I don't see any lubrication whatsoever really to speak of, okay? So, I just want to demonstrate how you get it apart, okay? Now for the lube part of it, I'm going to leave the nut in, okay? So here's your third movable part. Movable part number one is that screw. Movable part number two is a locking mechanism screw. And the third is the nut. Okay, this will go on top of the guitar through the headstock and connect your tuner to the headstock, okay? All right, now I'm gonna put those on there to where they are all not overly tight, but shut, okay? All right, now, J-Man and 2Bike Mike and Chris all use some kind of special magical grease when they do this kind of stuff. I didn't have any grease. I went on the Zon and I got some of this Super Lube product. I have in the past used Epic Ride White Lightning. This is bicycle chain lube. It is super messy. I always use too much. I get it everywhere. I think it works all right. At least I haven't had any trouble with it, but yeah. Hey Jay, I need to lube my chair, Jack. Jay commented in one of the vids the other day, hey, when you're done with that lube, lube your chair. I do have WD-40 sitting right there. I don't know why I didn't. I could put WD-40 in there as well. However, I digress. So I got Super Lube, and I thought, Sparky, you'll love this, man. Spark told a story one day where he ordered a pack of popsicle sticks and he got like 3,000 of them or something. I ordered what I thought were 2 syringes. I got like 12 of them. So good for me, I guess. So I'm just gonna take that out. Guys, I've never done this before. Okay. Just FYI. We know we hang out on the channel. Oh, come on, man. Guys, the critic's back. That's probably way too much. Okay, I'm just gonna put a little dab in there. Maybe that'll be enough. I don't know if it's too much or not. I just don't want to overdo it. All right, I'm gonna stick this in there. Little plunger apparatus. And then in theory, I should be able to do this, right? There we go. All right, now, I'm gonna open all these up. Looks like I need to put way more in there. What do you think? I think so. Let me do that. All right. Let me put more in here. Stand by. Well, if you're wondering how my mat got a little bit of lube on it, it's because when I pulled this out, all the lube came with it, and I sat it on the mat. I wasn't watching what I was doing. All right, so now I should have enough in there. That'll give, okay. All right, guys. So I'm gonna put just a smidge in here. Hopefully you can see in there, sky cam and all that. I'm just gonna put a little dabble D in there. This Super Lube. I don't know if that's too much or not enough. Put it in the comments, guys. Then what I would do is take my little situation here, try to spread the love around. I don't really see that. It's not really getting down in the, I'll put a little bit more in there. Yeah, that's probably way too much, isn't it? Put it in the comments, guys. I'm sure I'm doing it wrong. I just don't want that excess on the side of it so much. There we go. I feel pretty good about that. All right, one lubed tuner. Put it in the bowl. I'm going to repeat that process 5 more times. Okay, guys, now I did notice that if after I run my string winder a bit, I can see that some of that lube is kind of melting and going down into the gear. I think this stuff might be a little too thick. I don't know that to be true. It looks like the stuff the other guys use isn't that thick. But I'm going to give that the old college try. I can tell you this, the gears are turning. Oh man, I should have done that with you on camera. When I first took these apart, I was watching the gears and turning, and they really weren't moving much. And you can tell, man, I'm really having to wind that to see any kind of movement. So I don't know. I guess I can figure out the ratio of these and let you know. Okay, so our tuners have been lubed. And see, I've got all that excess. So that's why I started with just a little bit. But I don't think I had enough in there where I could have suctioned it down there. Maybe I could have, I don't know, guys. Put in the comments, guys. Good idea, bad idea, better products. What do you use and how do you get it? That's the main thing. So, you know, when I first started checking out YouTube on how to do stuff, people would tell me what they were using, but they wouldn't tell me where they got it. And so if you use a product like some kind of synthetic grease, tell us where you got the grease or a brand or something like that. That might be helpful. It's not your job to tell us that stuff, but it would sure be helpful, man. All right, so we'll find out if the old super lube really had any effect at all as we move forward. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to attempt, and the key word is always attempt at TED Talks Guitars and Life, to install these tuners, Jack. Man, how's your day going, guys? What kind of projects you working on, man? What is happening in your neck of the woods, my friends? Man, whatever you're doing, I pray that you are surrounded by people who love and affirm you, man. People who get you, you know, man. People who champion you, man, and support you in all things guitars and life. Guys, life is too short, man, not to have good friends and good community all the way around you, Jack. That's why I appreciate you guys so much, man. I appreciate the friendships we've been building on the channel. I appreciate our little guitar community that we're all a part of, man. Yeah, man. You guys make me want to be a better version of myself, man, and I ain't just talking about guitars, baby. Not just talking about guitars. All right, I think at this point I can probably de-glove for the rest of this. Now, by way of reminder, this guitar neck does have a crack right here in that rosewood. And man, when I first looked at it, I was going to put some CA glue in it. I didn't. And then I got a couple comments about it, and I was actually talking to a good friend of mine about it, and he said, well, once you've conditioned the board, Now you've got conditioning oil and all that in there. He didn't know that the CA glue would really have much effect at that point. Put in the comments, guys. I can always do it later. I can move the strings, assuming we ever get this guitar put together, and I'm hopeful that we will, Jack. All right, I'm just gonna kind of normal this up, kind of sort of. I did test to see that the machine heads would fit those ferrule holes. So we got that going for us. Now you don't have to have locking tuners, but I just thought, you know, man, Strings and Puck sent these over to me. I might as well try to use them, baby. Yeah, man. If these don't work, I got some Tease ST1 tuners, man, 18-to-1. They're not locking, but pretty good tuners, man. They're a lot better standard tuners that I've seen in a lot of budget guitars, man, is what I'm saying. So, yep, I've swapped out quite a few tuners sets for those recently. Shout out to Torsten, man, who sent those tuners over to me. Thank you, T. I appreciate you, bro. Yeah, man, you've helped to make some of the guitars that have come through the shop better than when they got here, so I sure appreciate it. So I'm just kind of installing these tuners. Not a lot to see here, guys, but well, it is Sunday, man, and it's been a good day for me. We are, like I said, the body of this thing is drying. So this will timestamp the vid if anybody's following the journey. The day that I'm doing this is the day after I shellacked the stickers on the body. And again, I hate stickers on a guitar, but getting that F off that body, well, I'm done talking about that F, Jack. I'm done talking about it. So I'm going to take my 10mm elongated socket. Yeah, I'm just putting these on where they're tight enough to hold the tuners in place, but yet loose enough for me to adjust where the tuner lives before I drill the holes for the screws on the back of this headstock. Now I am going to, in time, I'm going to put on these barrel string guides, string retainers. But I'm not going to do that until I have strings on the guitar so that I can line those up copacetic like. That's just my practice, man. I can kind of sort of do it now. I know about where they go, but I figure I might as well put strings on it first. All right, so now everybody does this a little bit different, guys. And look, man, that's why I dig our community. We've all got different processes. We've all got different ways that we do things. And I learn so much from you guys, man. I sure do. So what I like to do, I like to take my ruler, and I can usually get it between the machine head and the headstock, usually, without scratching things too badly. This one is a little too thick for this particular headstock. There we go. Why does he have 3 rulers? Well, that's why. Not only are they in different size fonts for my old rock and roll eyes, but they are thicker and thinner versions of a ruler. So with the thinnest one, I can kind of line this up. And I'm going to line it up with this first one right here. And I'm just going to make sure that they're all aligned. You know, guys, look, is it going to be perfect? No, it's Ted Talks Guitars and Life. Nobody expects it to be perfect. However, it's going to be as straight as I can get it. All right. Oh, you know what I need? I need some screws. Let's see if I can find some. I hope I have some. It'd be really bad if I don't have any. Okay, guys, I did find some screws so that everything's going good for us at this point. Okay, guys, there's two schools of thought on this thing, at least two. Put in the comments, guys, how you do it. One is a handheld drill, which is certainly doable. Takes a little bit longer if you don't have a drill. I think I got this where I get everything, guys, on the Zon somewhere. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put like a pilot hole. So you can do that, or you break out the big guns. Okay, guys, I'm going to share something with you here. One, I want you to pay close attention to this. You see where my tape is? My tape was way up here. But sometimes when you're drilling, when your tape hits an object, either the sides of that tuner or the bottom of that wood, if you force it, you will run that tape up the drill bit. And that, my friend, is how you end up going straight through the headstock, which we have not done, FYI. However, it can be done. I may or may not have done that once before. Anybody remember Superman? Yeah, we drilled right through Superman's headstock, Jack. We sure did. Okay, guys, so just a lesson learned for me. I just discovered that this is an easier process that I'm going to be following from now going forward. You know, as I was drilling the hole, my tape kept hitting the metal, which pushed my tape up the drill bit. Like I said, you could do that to the point where if you're just looking at that blue, yeah, man, you could go right through the other side. So I just found it was easier if I just got the right measurement on the drill bit, took off my tuners, and just went at it old school. Just where I'm just drilling holes without going through any kind of hole on the machine head. Now that's after I did put starter holes in there. I think we talked about that. But yeah, I just found that to be an easier process. And the heads of these tuners, I have two challenges with the tuners, guys. Two challenges, okay? The first challenge is these big old Fred Flintstone hands. I got one that's, well, I don't need them to be super taut right now. Let me just put these on first. See, these tuners are not fantastic. You see the shake and bake? Yeah, that's not fantastic. But that's okay. We're going to assess them. We're going to string the guitar up when it's time to do that. We're going to play it for a while. We're going to see if these tuners will work. And guess what? If the tuners don't work, then in time, guys, we'll just slap some different tuners on here. That's what we're going to do, Jack. Absolutely right. Oh, that's kind of weird. I just noticed these are kind of curved. The washers are arched. So I need to make sure that all of my washers are copacetically going the right way. Yeah, that one's backwards. Now you learn something new every day. I'm used to these washers being flat as pancakes, Jack. Not being, you see how it's got a little ridge on it? Ah, there you go. Let's be smarter than the tuner, right, Chris? Pretty wild. I've never seen any tuners that were kind of had an embossed, kind of curved is what I mean, top to the washer. That's all to the good. Now we know, Jack. Okay, guys, now I did not tighten those down like we're building a spaceship or anything. Just everything is really snug. That's all I wanted, is just snug, snug, snug. Snug, snug. Snug it up. Snug it up. Okay, guys, our tuners are installed. Say it with me, guys. Clean your area. headphones. Well, okay guys, our tuners have been installed. Life is good. Again, I am choosing to wait until after I get the strings on the guitar during the reassembly phase, which we will get to probably in a few more days yet after the body has copacetically cured. For as long as I can wait, Jack. Yeah, guys, so what we're going to do now is we're going to put this guitar neck in a nice little box. And we're going to just kind of wait and see, yeah, if these are any good or not. I guess time will tell. Well, my friends, I can't thank you all enough for hanging out with me on another crazy adventure. Special shout out to the Jacks, our channel members, for all your love, support, edification, and constant encouragement. And for all of you, man, for spending any time at all today talking about guitars and life. Man, you guys are the best. Well, all right, my friends, I've been talking to Strings and Pucks about these tuners. I was trying to ascertain what kind of tuners these were, and he thought during his prototyping days, looking at lots of pickups and parts and stuff, he's pretty sure that they're Wilkinson 19-to-1. So I'm going to do something I've never done before on the channel. There's a shocker. Well, it is what it is, guys. So I have a little bit of a toothpick stuck in that string hole. I'm going to take a string winder, and I'm going to see how many rotations does it take to get that toothpick to be in that exact same spot. Okay, so I'm going to take a string winder. I'm going to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah, guys, 19 for the win. And there's probably actually a little bit further I could have gone to about right there to get it perfectly copacetically. So 19-to-1 tuners, and he's pretty sure that these are Wilkinson, and I looked up Wilkinson locking tuners, and they do have a set that are 19-to-1. They're $40 US. Strings and Pucks, man, your generosity abounds. Well, my friends, that's just a little update on the tuner. So we have lubed them in a previous portion of the vids, and life is good, my friends. Now all we need to do is that body to dry, and we'll put this bad boy together. That's the update. As always, wherever you are in your guitar journey, man, I pray it's a long, smooth, safe, joy-filled ride for you, Jack. Rock on with your best selves, everybody. Catch you down the road.